What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Volted Wednesday live stream. I'm Jay Gagan, and I'm joined beside my brother and good friend, Pablo CRO. Pablo, how are we doing today?
Man, I'm fantastic. I thought we were doing this tomorrow, but we're doing this today. So I just hurry up and got cleaned up, spray some water on my face and let's say, let's do it. Let's get the Volte day going. Got the coffee, ready to go. What more do
You
you
got the
need?
coffee. We're ready. I got the Red Bull, guys. And if you are watching this, you're from the future or we're from the past. We're recording this on January 24th. On Tuesday, usually we go live. We are live. It's Wednesday, 9 a.m. PST. But I'm actually in Brazil. It's my last day. I'm out today. And I want to stay consistent. So I said, Pablo, can we record it a day early and make it go live at our normal time? So we're actually from the past, I guess you can call it. We're from the past. And tonight, Pablo, we all know that there's going to be some big announcements for Volt Inu. It's tonight for us. So it already happened. So if you're watching this, you already know what happened. I don't know what happened. I think Pablo knows what happens, but I'm in the chat right now talking to you guys, and this is going to be insane news according to what the Telegram's saying, according to what Pablo is saying. So tonight or yesterday for you guys that are watching this, the news is already out there. It is live, and hopefully it is going to be bullish news. Pablo, can you give me a hint? And the people that are watching this, so no one's going to see this except me, but give me a hint. The people that are watching already know. What does it have to do with the big news? Obviously, every time Voltoshi makes an announcement with a video, it is something that's massive, right? The last one was Volte change. Hundreds of thousands of people have used it. 45 plus tokens, and we'll talk about this in a second, have added to their widgets this far, right? Mass adoption is coming to Volte change. Give me a hint. I'm in Brazil. Give me a hint to what we could see tonight.
Well, you're going to see something that has never been done before. We're talking about new technology. We're talking about a new way to duplicate your tokens, your investments. It's gonna be bullish, man, and people are gonna love it. They're gonna love it.
Really? Well, I guess we shall find out. This is crazy because we're on the stream. You guys already know what happened if you're watching this. I don't know what happened, but I'll find out yesterday because I'll be on Twitter. I'll probably make tweets about it and maybe even make a video about it as well. Now, Pablo, I am down here. Obviously, you can tell not my traditional studio. Your studio looks absolutely incredible, by the way. I like that. Mindset is everything. Rocky Balboa, Iron Man, the Volt Dog. See it, believe it, they can achieve it. I like it. I like what you got going on there. But I'm actually down here. I'm in Brazil because we are down here to support Gilbert Burns, sponsored UFC fighter Gilbert Burns. Did you have a chance to watch the fight of Gilbert at UFC 283?
I did, man. Like he won that so easily. That tap out was quick. It looked like he didn't even get hit, man. Like it was clean. He went in there, made his money, and got out.
Easy money, bro. Easy money. He didn't get hit. I don't think at all. I think he got kicked once, like in the solar plexus. Like it was like a spinning back kick. They kicked him, and then he took him down right away. But like, look at this picture before the fight, and then look at this picture after the fight. Like he looks the same. Like that doesn't look like a man that just got into a fist fight in the UFC. Like that looks like a man that's chilling, eating some breakfast. It's like he took no damage, which is great because he's healthy. He's able to get back in there relatively soon. And he's been saying it for the longest time. He's like, I want to fight multiple times here in 2023. Like he wants to get that belt, man. I've never seen someone so motivated as I do with Gilbert. It's like he wants that belt and he's going to stay active. So I don't know if you saw his call out afterwards too. He called out Colby Covington, who's the #1 guy. Really? It looks like the fans want to see that fight. Like, how big will that be if he fights the #1 guy in the world next?
Where would he fight though? Would he fight like in Vegas or where would he fight?
It depends. Like this one was in Brazil. I'll be honest. It's like the UFC does a great job with matchmaking, right? Like they usually make killer fights where it's like, oh shit, like this could go either way. I was pretty confident with Gilbert the entire time with this Neil Magny fight. Like I've seen Neil Magny fight a lot. He's good. He's rangy, but like I've been there in person while Gilbert's hit pads, and I don't really know one man that can take a blow from him. Like it's pretty wild to see, but I think that fight, if it does get booked, it's not for sure certain. I mean, like a lot of people want to see it, but it would definitely be in America. It would probably be in Las Vegas. And if you saw some of Gilbert's tweets, he's tweeting the Ultimate Fighter, like he wants to be on the Ultimate Fighter show with Colby Covington, and that fight usually happens like in July in Vegas. So if that happens, man, we 100% got to show up. Me, you, Power, and anybody else from the Volt Army that lives in America should show up.
Party in Vegas. We're doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We're doing maybe it. Like
We got to. I mean,
even like a Volt Inu sponsored after party. I know that we were talking about doing that with Gilbert, but he's like, it might be hard in Brazil just to make that happen. In Vegas, it would be a little bit easier. But Gilbert crushing it. Shout out to everybody that supported him. I actually talked to him here after the stream, guys, and he was like very, very, very happy with the Volt Army. You know, he loves the community. I remember the first stream we did, he came on, he gained like 2,000 or 3,000 followers in a matter of minutes, you know, so he loves the community. He'll be rocking Volt to the very end. And shout out to Rodney for posting this picture. This was a cool moment, man. Like he hopped up on the cage and he's like, "Where's Bruna? Where's my wife?" You know, like a family man like that, gets on the microphone, has an incredible call out to the #1 guy in the world. Like his stock is just going up. And it's pretty great to see that he's part of the Volt Army. So all of us, let's continue to support him in anything he does. And I think he'll continue to support Volt. He loves Volt, man.
Yeah, man, that was cool. Like he just took it down. He won to tap him out. It was quick. I mean, God, I wish I could make $500,000, $1 million, whatever the hell he made. It with a tap out. Imagine you tap somebody out.
Easy, like it's an easy day in the cage. I think his salary is public. I'm pretty sure it was like, or at least it was on Instagram. I don't know, but it said like around like $450,000 for a minute and 30 seconds of work.
Man.
But you also have to factor in like this guy has been grinding for 12 weeks, right? So it's not technically a minute and 30 seconds of work, right? Like he's been absolutely grinding. But when you look at like the time in the octagon, like yes, it was. But congrats to Gilbert. He's a really, really good guy. Loves Volt Inu, loves the Volt Army, and we're very, very happy. Like, it couldn't have gone any better, right? It's good exposure for him. It's good exposure for everybody. So that's a win in the books. Now let's move on to stage 5. Me and Power did a stream last week regarding stage 5. And we were kind of just running through everything that was happening. You know, it took us about an hour and a half to even get through all the different utilities, which is insane. But on this list, what would you say are, you know, some of the most important? Let's just kind of go through some of these. Like, what are you most excited for? And we can kind of just scroll down, like, and be like, oh, I'm excited for that. Like, what do you think is going to be some of the biggest catalysts for Volt Inu in 2023?
Well, you know, when you get to our level, right? Because first of all, you got the launching level of a DGen, where if you can make it to 1 million market cap, you did good, right? That's the DGen level. You're like, hey, man, we made it to 1 million. Congratulations, guys. Now we're launching a new project, right? That's the DGen world. When you make it to 50, 100 million plus market cap, okay? That's when you're tested. You're tested to see if you're gonna do something good for the world, for the crypto space. Are you really gonna make a difference? Do people gonna love you long term? Like, what are you bringing to the table, right? And Volt is at that stage where it's testing the top 500. Are we gonna enter the top 100? That's where Volt is. And in order for Volt to enter the top 100, it has to come in as a powerhouse. New technology, you know, big listings, stuff like that. What really gets me excited about this, it's the 3 right there where you see global staking, Voltisoft, and Volte Eco. Those are the ones that really get me excited. Those 3 that are connected right there, because those 3 right there are going to be technology that you haven't seen before in a decentralized platform, you know, because Voltoshi doesn't care about being centralized. Like, it's already been done. You want a good centralization, go to crypto.com, go to Coinbase. You know what I mean? It's already done. Why compete with the best? So what Voltoshi wants to do is become the best in the DeFi space.
Smart.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. I like that. And to be honest, when he dropped Volte Change, not a lot of people thought that he could do it the way he did, right? Like, not a lot of people were thinking about the burns. Like, when I first heard that utility that you could burn every token, I was like, that's genius. You know, it's and I still don't know how they do it. I don't know how the tokenomics are set up, but you can see it on Dex tools, right? Like you've showed it to me. Like, hey, Jake, you see when there's a buy from wallet BT1T. Well, guess what? Look again. There's a smaller buy. Like, that's burning the token. So, yeah, the infrastructure that he's building and the technology behind it has always been impressive. I don't think we've really heard much though about what Voltisoft, Volte Eco is, right? Besides that, like, the way that it was explained to me, I think it was by you guys, was like, hey, Volte Change is here, and like Voltisoft and Volte Eco are kind of above it, right? Obviously, a global staking platform. You said you're excited about that.
I am.
I feel like that has to do with staking. Like, that might, it's some form of staking of the token, which would be nice because, I mean, as of right now, there's no staking for Volt Inu whatsoever.
at all. Well, people when they see this video, they're gonna know what global staking is. You know what I mean?
Oh,
They're,
is
they're
that the
gonna
main utility?
they're gonna watch a video tonight, and when you play this recording, they already seen the video. Okay, so this is where it gets really really exciting because these guys have no idea that's about to go down, right? And
Wow. So,
it's gonna be bullish, man. I'm not gonna kill it for you because you gotta get the first impression feeling. You know what I mean? It's all about the first impression feeling. But when you guys see what Voltoshi is about to be work on, and the fact that you guys already know he delivers, like Voltage, like you just said, we announced it in June and it came out in November, something
yeah.
like that, right? It
Yeah.
took months, and people started questioning Voltoshi, like, is this Voltage chain even real? Is he lying to us? Is there even going to be a utility? You know what I'm saying? So you guys already went through that. You already went through it. Your doubts already been fulfilled. There's no more time or room to be doubtful. Everything that he announces publicly and you see it, it's coming. That's just what it is.
Wow.
So
So that it sounds like that might be the utility that's coming tonight. So Jake, that's watching this, you already know. Jake, right now, I have no idea. Global staking platform around the globe. I don't know. I guess we'll have to find out tonight. But you hit it right on the head. It's like the guy. I don't know who the guy is, but he's building. I don't know who the guy is, but he's obviously been working in business and marketing for a long time. There's no other way around it. You can't be a 22-year-old kid that lives in your grandmother's basement and build what he's building, right? Just the way that he's been running the company, the way that the Twitter page engages with people, the way that he's in the Telegram working these long hours. Like, honestly, does that guy sleep? Well, Toshi, if you're in the chat, and guys, if you're in the chat right now, I know this is pre-recorded, but make sure to smash that like button, hit that thumbs up, vote that like button because it will help share this live stream with more people. It will get more people in here. So make sure to smash that like button. But Pablo, does Voltoshi sleep, man? The guy's always active. He's always on Twitter. He's always in the Telegram. Like, he grinds for this community.
yeah, he does have a schedule. If you're going off mountain time, which is my time, he usually sleeps between 7 p.m. and 12 p.m. So an average of 4 to 5 hours on average.
That's not enough.
Yeah, 4 to 5 hours every night. He's been doing that since Volt started, and who knows how long he did that before. You know who also says that right there? Who also says the 4 hours is all you need? It's Elon.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, Elon says you any more than 4 hours, you're wasting your life away. I'm over here sleeping like freaking forever. I'm like, wake me up when the sign wakes up.
Are you a pretty good sleeper?
I am, man. Like when I want to sleep, I just sleep. I actually I have sleeping earbuds. So you put them in and they fit inside your ear, so it doesn't hurt. You spend like $300 for those things, but they play sounds through the whole night. You can play water, you can play whatever. And when I really want to sleep, I put them on, and nothing wakes me up forever.
I might need that, man, because I have this Aura ring right here, and I have an app, and it tracks my sleep. And like all my sleep was good. I get like long out. I get like 7-8 hours of sleep, but my deep sleep is always like 3 to 4%, where it should be around like 30 to 35%. So maybe I need you to send me those earbuds because I think I'm just like a light sleeper and I wake up to noise and disturbances. It's something I've been trying to work on. So send me those earbuds after the stream or tomorrow when this is going live. Who knows, Pablo? We're in the future now or we're in the past. We don't even know, but send me those. I want to do that. And guys, if you're in the chat, spam the comments for Voltoshi. There's a good chance he might be in here as well. He usually pops in and says, what's up? And just say how thankful you are. I mean, like, that's what it takes, though, to build a solid cryptocurrency project. Like even to produce content, it takes a lot out of you. It's hours of your day. But I mean, he responds to so many people. He's in touch with so many exchanges. He's working with so many different partnerships. Like, and I think he actually does respond to a lot of people in the community too. Like they DM him and he'll respond and like say stuff to them and stuff. So it's like, didn't you tell me that it takes like an hour a day to respond to people?
Every day, about an hour a day to respond to investors. An hour every day. That's the first thing he does when he wakes up is respond to everybody. Wow. And then he gets to work. Wow. You know what I mean? It's pretty wild, man. Like sometimes I get frustrated answering questions. You know what I mean? And it's like, I know the caliber of question that he gets is not just people like us, but, exchanges, future partners, people that are working at utility. You think of all that scammers. I mean, come on, how many scammers do you think Voltoshi has gone through? You know what I mean? Think about that. because that's the stuff that people don't think about. Think about, he thinks he has a good connection, pays the connection. Next thing you know, the connection disappears, but you got to keep going. See what I mean? All that stuff happens.
Yeah, I mean, he's like, you got to battle adversity. That's what it takes. Like when you're a CEO and an entrepreneur, man, it's like, first off, there's going to be good times and bad times. And like Volt has seen great and bad times. And it's been cool to see the community just really remain like very constant throughout, right? Like, I mean, this token hit 250 million. And then I think we fell to like 30 million, right? And me and Power were doing live streams. And I remember saying too, I was like, dude, we've been here before. It's like, there are better times ahead because we've done, dude, you and I have done live streams at the very top. We've done live streams at the very bottom. We've done live streams in between. And you especially, I mean, you've been doing it yourself since 100K, 200K market cap. So you've seen the whole ride. But that's one thing I really notice is when we do our 250 million live stream, sure, there might be some more people in there. Sure, it might be a little bit more bullish. But like when we do our 30 million live stream, the people still show up. The people are still rating. The people are still happy. The Volt Army is what I'm talking about when I say people. So you guys see the ticker at the bottom. It's a perfect time to put a shout out to the Volt Army ticker, which I believe is one of the strongest communities in DeFi, if not the strongest. Now, it's not the biggest in size comparison to Shiba Inu, right? And some of the other tokens, but like, bro, the Volt Army, they do their job. Like you guys have built just such a strong ecosystem with the Volt Army. And it's like when someone puts out a tweet, it gets rated like you've never seen before. When a YouTuber makes a video, they get rated like you've never seen before. Rodney talks about it all the time. He's like, bro, like I make a video, gets 1,000+ views every time. Like the community responds to my tweets. That's why Rodney puts out a tweet every day. Every day he's tweeting about Volt, because every it's day. Like,
where's my Volt fam?
This was his tweet right here. Let's go, Volt Army. Gilbert Burns, Volts Magni, Easy W. Where my Volt Inu fam at? He loves it, bro. He loves it.
Unlimited lightning bolts.
I know he does it every day, like right here. Shout out to Volt Inu for going the extra mile for their influencers. You to Real MVP. Subscribe to Ladybug's Crypto Lounge, which Ladybug, if you are watching this right now, because I can't see the comments, but we do love all of you. We will be live on your stream 1 week from tomorrow. Me and Ronnie are going to be joining Ladybug on her channel.
Oh man, this girl is moving. Woof.
She's great, man. I enjoy watching her stream. I watched your stream on there. I saw a little bit of Ian Heinich's. I watched the full Gilbert Burns stream. It's just a fun group, It's just a fun stream. Like you want to be a part of it. So yeah, next week when I get back from Brazil, we'll be on there, and I can't wait.
That's gonna be awesome, man. That's gonna be awesome. She's a cool lady, very very cool lady. Like I remember, it took me a minute just to get her to talk on the voice chat. You know what I mean?
Really?
It took me a minute. It took like, come on, Ladybug, talk. We're here. You know what I mean? And now she's making YouTube content. Like what happened? But that's just how things go, Just how
it's the progression, And I think it's cool to see like all these people that have YouTube channels and Twitter accounts, because you get to see who they are. You get to connect with people. You get to hear their thoughts. You get to see their faces. So I'm really excited about that stream. Now, those are three main utilities. I think for me, and let me hide this right here.
Yep.
What I'm actually very, very excited about, guys,
Dude,
is the 3 top 10 centralized exchanges.
Yeah.
3 top 10 centralized exchanges are going to be big. But I think it's so important to really time the market with these, right? Like if you were to drop them right now, let's just say, and this is probably not true, at least to my knowledge, like Volt Inu had Coinbase, Binance, and KuCoin all paid for, all ready to go. And they dropped them in January and February of 2023. It would do a lot, right? It would pump the price. It would be good. Like the token would go up, but it wouldn't do what it would do if you launch, and I'm going to take us back to 2021. If you launch Coinbase in July 2021, you launch Binance in August 2021, you launch KuCoin in September 2021. That takes projects parabolic. So I'm excited to see the 3 top 10 centralized exchanges. But what I'm really excited about for that is the timing. Would you agree with that? Or do you think that launching it right now would still be great?
Dude, like whether you like it or not, you're not going to get super rich this year, because we know the halving's not happen until either the end of this year, the middle of next year. I mean, we don't know the exact time frame, right? There's still a long ways for this. We haven't even started the bull market. Like we're at the bottom of the bottom of the bottom of the bull market. Like we just basically turned one wheel. That's it. Like we have many to go. So releasing a top tier like Coinbase right now, or like a crypto.com or something popular like that. I mean, the population is not buying crypto right now. Like everybody's in the red. Everybody's negative still. It hasn't. Right now, the only thing that brought attention to the real world was FTX, and it was negative, right? So that brought attention to crypto, but it's still going to take a while for the masses to say, okay, I'm ready to start buying crypto again, right? Bitcoin has to come back a good solid 30K plus for people to start getting super excited, right? So once you bring the masses back into the crypto space and you release an exchange like crypto.com, which is 100% literally, regular people, investors in there, you know what I mean? Now you're gonna get that big parabolic run that Shiba got because it's hot, it's sexy, it's time. But if you do it anytime sooner, you're just not gonna get the full effect, man. You're not.
100%. 2023, I think I think it's still going to be a slow year for crypto, but we need that, guys. Like, if you're in the chat, like, we need a slow year for crypto, because if you're like me, you haven't accumulated enough crypto to set yourself up for the future. All-time highs will be back. Mark my word. All-time highs will be back. But for now, it's time to accumulate. It's time to dollar cost average in. It's time to buy some of your favorite cryptocurrency projects that you're bullish on. And that's exactly what these bear markets are for. But let me also remind people that a bull market starts as soon as the bear market ends. A lot of people think that a bull market is just when we hit all-time highs, but a bull market literally starts the day that the bottom is in. Pablo, do you think personally that the bottom is in yet, the 15.5K that we saw a month or two ago? Do you think that's the bottom, or do you think that we could potentially go lower?
In my opinion, that's the bottom. The market has turned bullish. I mean, you got people like Andrew Tate talking about Bitcoin. You got people like, the big names being positive about Bitcoin. You got that new show that's going to be coming out with I am your George, you are George, everybody's George, and they're going to be doing like a American Idol for crypto, man. It's going to be badass.
What
dude.
show is that? What? I didn't hear about that. That's Cryptos Are Us. He has a new show.
Yeah, well, he's going to be part of it. There's going to be three big influencers that are going to be the judges of cryptocurrencies that come to their show. So imagine like taking Volt in there and said, all right, George, we got interviewed by NASDAQ. We're on 120, 30 exchanges by then, whatever it is. What do you think of Volt? And we're talking about I am George, right? We're talking about the man. Imagine what can you say to that? We have entered the top 300, sir. We have entered the top 200. What do you think of Volt, sir?
Yeah.
That's going to be epic. Like that's cool, right? I mean, that stuff like that is popping up right now. People are starting to get bullish. I mean, Bitcoin hit 23K. Who is not excited about that, man? Come on.
That felt pretty damn good, Pablo. It's like all we've seen is our portfolios go down, 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 down. So it's nice, like, to see. I know it's a small up, right? It's a little bit, but it's like it's nice to see some green and to see some money coming back into the wallet. To answer, to respond to your statement too about the, the bull run. It's like, I also think the bottom is in, unless there is just some sort of a cataclysmic event that we can't see, a black swan event, right? An FTX going down, a Terra Luna, which is possible. If there's not one of those, I think that the bottom is probably in. We'll probably range here in this 18 to 25K range for a little while, but we are going to slowly go up. But you said it best. It's like, people aren't going to turn bullish. Why is that? Like, it's so backwards. Like, people aren't bullish to crypto until it's pumping. It's like, this is the time that you have to get in. It's like, you have to dollar cost average in. You should be getting in now, but no one wants to buy it when there's bad news out there. Like, you only want to buy it when it's pumping and you think it's going to the moon forever. It's crazy how human psychology works, right?
Well, think about this, right? Think about a project that just launched. When it launches, everybody's trying to get in, right? But when it dumps 90% and you see the green line and the red line, and they're almost identical at the bottom, nobody wants to buy it. They're scared. Yeah. They're scared. And see, I like to come in and throw $200 at that talking like that, because it's like, hey, I'm already at the floor level. I can come back in 3 days and still get out. You see what I'm saying? Break even. But if it runs, and it goes parabolic, and I tell you this because I bought this token called, what was it called? Sheila. Was same thing. It ran, it dumped. I saw it, I bought it, and then it went to 1 million market cap. I'm just like, well, hello. You know what I mean? And I did that with multiple projects like Ether. Ether was another one, that same thing. It did the same thing as every other project. Boom, boom. And I was like, oh, fuck it. I'll throw some money at it. And boom, it skyrocketed. It doesn't work like that every time. It doesn't. There's a high risk. Like right now, you enter the market, it could go lower. It could. It's a risk. But you also got to think, like, how much lower can I go? 20%? Am I okay to lose 20%? But I'm okay gaining 1,000%. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. It's a good time to invest in the right cryptocurrency projects, because we were talking about this before. It's like a lot of these projects, man, that launch in the meme coin microcap space, it's like most of them are rugging, most of them are going to zero. It's like I don't advise anybody to invest in those at all. But what does Power Right call it? He calls it the mini blue chips. Like there are projects out there that I'm bullish on. Volt Inu is one of them. This project has proven itself in the DeFi space. You were talking about the American Idol with Cryptos R Us with George. And if you bring the sheet, like the balance sheet, if you will, the stats of Volt Inu to him, it's hard not to be bullish on it.
Yeah.
I think most people in DeFi and most people in crypto would say this is a very impressive resume, right? Like 105 plus exchanges, launched utility, Volte Change with millions of wallet connections, a new utility that launched last night that I don't even know what it is, but it's live now, which I wish I knew what it was. That's probably on the list. 250,000 holders. That's like the goal. Who knows if like when we get there, but there's just a resume for Volt Inu that's incredibly impressive. And I don't think it can be denied.
It can't, man. It can't. I mean, at this point, look, we had that AMA Twitter or that Twitter space with David. You were there, right?
Yep.
And even B Roots got on there, and B Roots. I don't know if he's invested in Volt. Who knows, man? He never admitted it. But like when he got on there, he was talking very, very highly of Volt. And we were all like, is that B Roots talking about Volt? B Roots? Come on. But
what was he saying? Because I logged on for like a little bit because I was out here in Brazil. I didn't hear the whole thing.
He said that there's certain projects that are super hot in the DeFi market. And they've proven themselves time after time after time after time. Yeah. And he said Volt is one of them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if he owns any, but he probably owns some and maybe doesn't tweet about it. I don't know, but it's nice that he's nice about it. I think the only thing that he doesn't love about the project, I think he loves everything. The only thing he doesn't love about the project is the fact that there's high taxes, which I get that. He has a certain requirement. He says, I don't want to invest in anything that has higher than a 10% tax. I get it. But if you ask the community, and I'll do it right now. And I know we're on a pre-recorded stream, but I'm in the chat. If you guys are happy as an investor with the Volt Inu taxes, put yes. If you wish you could change them, put no. And I guarantee you'll see like 90% of the people, 95% of the people are happy with it. As an investor, I'm happy with it because I see where the money's going. It's like 105 exchanges. That costs a lot of money. And without taxes, you don't get that, right? Gilbert Burns, the number 5 UFC fighter in the world. Like, I'm sure that cost a lot of money to get him to represent Volt, right? Like we just said he made $450,000 at the UFC. So
90 seconds.
But how good of exposure is that, right? Like, and they've done marketing all over the world. I've seen Turkey Airlines get Volte. We see all the YouTubers and people talk about it in the project. And it's like, yeah. I think that B Roots is right to an extent. I'll tell you what, for other projects, no, I would not invest if the taxes were this high because I don't know what they're going to be doing with the money, but after over a year plus of this project being around, you see where the money's going, right? You see where it's going. So I have no problem with Volt. Let me ask you a question. Do you ever think one day that Voltoshi will ever change the taxes? I think it's 13% right now. Do you think that he'll cut it down maybe as like the bull run picks up or something?
Yeah, I believe that once we get listed on multiple of these tier ones, that's when we're going to change the taxes because at that point, the price is going to stabilize, and you're not going to get that much arbitration going from exchanges to DeFi. Because right now, if it wasn't for the taxes, guys, I'll tell you right now, if it wasn't for the taxes, you would be getting a lot of the DeFi stuff that's happening with Shift, for example. 200 Ethereums come in the chart, and then 205 leave the chart. 200, 300 come in, and 301 leave. You know what I mean? That's the type of arbitration you'd be getting if it wasn't for these taxes.
Yeah, you see a lot of JEETs as well. It's like not many people are day trading projects with a 13% tax. That's the fact. You'll see a lot of day trading with projects with 0%, 1%, because it's like they're not getting doxed a certain amount. So I mean, right now it's like, yeah, that's how I feel about it. I'm comfortable with it. Will that change? Maybe at one point. It's like if maybe the marketing slows down or something. It's like, hey, why are all these taxes? But for now, it's like it's being used properly. But it's just like it's crazy to say like, hey, I trust this developer who like you don't know who it is, but it's like he's just proven himself to be trustworthy. Like, I'm very critical of developers when they mess up. I'm extremely critical of developers when they say that we're going to do something, we don't do it, which is 99% of developers. I've been covering this token now for it's been 11 plus months, almost a year, Pablo.
Almost a year.
And there hasn't been one thing that Voltoshi has said he's going to do and hasn't done it, to the best of my knowledge. I don't think there ever has. Like he literally said, bro, in March, he said, we're going to be on 30 exchanges by the summertime. We were on about 12. I was like, there's no way in hell. In the summertime, he said, we're going to be on 100 exchanges by the end of the year. We were on 30. I go, there's no way in hell, on over 100. So he's executed. So he's given the community every reason to trust him. I mean, what's been your experience? You've been following the guy from pretty much the beginning.
Look, man, once you hang out with greatness, it's hard to like anybody else. Okay. And I tell you that because like I'll jump on a little project that just launched or something and the developer is fucking lazy. Like I'm working harder than the developer. And it's like, dude, if I'm working harder as an investor than you, it's not good. And you lose that faith in the project instantly. Like your work ethic sucks. Like I respect work ethic because luck, not all of us have it. You either get lucky or you don't. But for the masses, for the majority, you got to have hard work and dedication and conviction, right? That's how you become successful. Well, Voltoshi has all those categories, all of them, plus some, right?
Yeah.
And you got to look at that, man. It's hard to find that. It's hard to find that. Like I go everywhere in the DeFi space. I jump on this, I jump on that. I make a little bit of money here and there, but like you never get that feeling of like, okay, this guy, I'm going to park my money here and I'm going to go on with my life and then come back in a month and see what he's accomplished. Voltoshi gives you that vibe, man. He really does.
And I'll add one more to that list of like what we look for is like hard work, dedication, and being persistent, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to do the stream. Like I'm out right now, but I was like, hey, we need to be consistent and persistent. And how many developers have you seen in the DeFi space that have not been persistent, not been consistent, just walked away from their projects? I'm sure Voltoshi wanted to quit a million times. I'm sure he's wanted to quit a million times, guys, because that's what happens when you're an entrepreneur. It's like sometimes you have good days. Like I'm sure when it hit an all-time high, he was loving it. And I'm sure when it goes down, it's like it's probably tougher. It's probably tougher to get motivated and to want to do it. But it's like that's what I look for. And he's been persistent. He's been consistent. He gets 4 hours of sleep a night. He still shows up. Probably has taken no vacation. I'm pretty sure you said he had a kid as well. It's like he's been grinding. So hard work, dedication, persistence, and consistency is really the recipe. I want to ask you your background though. So what made you want to go with like all the motivational quotes, the motivation? I like it a lot.
Look, about 8 years ago, I was working. I had a job, right, before I started my traditional business. 8 years ago, I would wake up every day. I would hate my life. I'd be like, I'm already at the peak of my career, but I hate my life. I'm not happy. Like, I can't go any further as an employee. This is it. This is my peak, right? So I got involved. So my wife introduced me to this lady that knew a cop. All right, so it was just a big old thing. And the cop came over my house and showed me a plan, a marketing plan. I'd never seen anything before. I'm an employee. I didn't know shit about the 95% and the 5%, Robert Kiyosaki. I didn't know any about that, right? He came over. He showed me all these things. And he's like, this is network marketing. And I seen it around, but I never got involved, right? I seen it around. So I decided to get involved with this company because it was a leadership company. People skills. That was their service. That was their product was knowledge, right? So I got involved with that company, and man, every day it was like audios, books, right? I'd be at work and I would have my earbuds in and just listening to people talk about experiences and how they make wealth and all these things, right? So my mind started thinking is like, hey man, you can actually choose to be successful. You can choose. You know what I mean? It's not something that that you got lucky and you made it. Like you can actually choose. You just have to change your thinking, right?
Yes.
So you understand because you've done it too. So
100%.
we're regular people that done it. So once I started understanding that I'm always saying I'm broke, then I stay broke.
Yes.
But if I'm saying I'm wealthy, wealth comes to you.
Yep.
Right. So ever since then, I decided every day for the rest of my life, I'm always going to be positive. Even when it's red, even when it's ugly, even when it's nasty,
Good.
mindset is everything. Everything, always positive. And my life has changed for the best. I have
Yeah.
never looked back. I remember I walked away from my job, man. I was 29 when I quit my job at 29. And I said, I will never, the rest of my life, work for another man. That's what I said at 29, right? And I had like $500 to my name. Think about this: $500 to my name. I quit my job. My wife was pregnant. We already had multiple kids. Like rent was expensive. Like I had $500 to my name, and I said I will never work for another man ever again in my life. At 29, right? By the age of 31, I created $1 million company.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Amazing, dude. Amazing. It's a beautiful story. And it's like, it just shows what happens when you have belief in your, even when your back's against the wall, your lowest point, you can do something special. But I have a similar story too. It's like when I was 23, fresh out of college, not really making any money. I used to go down to the beach and read these books about generating wealth. I think Think and Grow Rich is a good one to read. Also, You Are a Badass at Making Money by Jen Sincere, I believe. I highly recommend those two guys if you're here. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. You Are a Badass at Making Money. It's like a fun book to read. But I mean, even to this day, man, I listen to affirmations all the time because your brain has negativity bias, right? Like it wants to look for all the bad things. There could be 99 great things that are happening in your life, and your brain wants to look for all of the bad things. So you have to trick your brain. You literally have to trick your brain. So usually if I'm on a walk or whatever, I'll have affirmations in, just talking about, I am happy, I am blessed, I am loved, I am wealthy, I am successful. And the more you hear that, it feels good, right? Because naturally your brain's going to be saying, oh, this isn't going right. And this happened with this girl or guy. And I can't believe that my boss did this. And my husband, said this at dinner. It's always looking for the negative stuff. And when you have those vibrations, you're going to stay down there. So you have to trick your mind, like Pablo said, and think like, oh, I am happy. I am successful. I am wealthy. I am rich. I used to tell myself like how rich and wealthy I was when I had like $1,000 in the bank. I was folding towels in an athletic club, but I really believe like it all starts in here. And I'm not one to say like, if you start saying affirmations or listening to affirmations, you're going to be rich and successful. No, but it's the starting point, because if you don't believe it here, it'll never happen in the real world. Now, if you start believing it here, it might happen in the real world. You still have to go out there and work very, very hard. You still have to go out there and find the right industry. You still have to be a good person. You have to be consistent. You have to deliver. You have to be up. You have to work hard. You have to be good. But I promise you one thing: no one will ever become rich with a broke mindset.
No, never, man. And that's the key point. And it's like, even right now, I don't have a job. I'm okay. I have enough money to live for a while. I still want a bigger life than that. You know what I mean? I still think bigger. And when you get to that level, think about Voltoshi, right? Voltoshi got wealthy in crypto 7 years ago. Wealthy.
Crazy.
7 years ago. Imagine you being wealthy in crypto 7 years ago where you are today.
Crazy.
It's wild, right? It's crazy to think about. So he comes from the background of being a big Ethereum whale. Like that's his background in the crypto space. He's massive Ethereum whale, right? That's why he stays on docks, because the minute that he tells people who he is, it's like, dude, that takes away that value. It takes away that honor, that respect of building a legitimate project from scratch. You know what I mean? It's like Elon launches a new project today, boom, it skyrocket, right? Nothing special about it. We all expect it. We all invest it at moon. But everybody respects his hustle, the way he built Tesla, the way he did it when everybody was telling him that, hey, you're bankrupt. You're about to be bankrupt. It's time to stop. Move on. It's that story that matters. That's what matters. So Voltoshi wants his own story, man. He wants that failure, that conviction, that those hard times, those good times, all to be part of the story.
Yeah, you really don't always find super successful people that'll work that hard. It's just it's a gift. Elon Musk is one of them. Like Elon Musk doesn't have to work ever again. His grandkids never have to work again. He has so much money. He's still out there all day long, buying Twitter to make free speech available for people. He's got SpaceX, he's got Neuralink, like he's grinding. And I think it's admirable. And you know what? I feel like for those people, it's good to have a developer like that because it's not money motivated, right? I've seen so many developers in this space that come from no money. They launch a token, they get a lot of money, they sell a lot, they rug pull it, they disappear, and they're off into the abyss for a small chunk of change. Now, when you build something great, that's where that life-changing wealth comes in. But it's not even about the wealth. That's where that life-changing feeling comes in, where you've helped a lot of people as well, right? Like if Volt hits a multi-billion-dollar market cap, think about how good that feels as a developer. Like you understand that everybody that's been with us in 2023 has at least made money on their money, right? Some people will make millions, some people will make tens of millions, some people will make $50, some people, but people are making money. And I'm sure as a developer, like that's why you do it. That's why I would do it. That's why I make content. Like my goal is to make people as much money as possible by talking about projects that I believe in, by talking about good projects. And I've done it. I found tokens very, very early. They've done very, very well. People have made life-changing money just from me talking on a camera. And that's my goal. I'm sure that's Voltoshi's goal as well.
At the end of the day, look, you and I can, play that lottery game. You and I, we could do it. We could make $1,000, $5,000 every day if we want to, without having any honor, without having any self-respect. You know what I mean? We can make a lot of money. We can make six figures in 30 days if you and I want to, because we're at that caliber, right? But you get to a point in your career that self-respect is so much more valuable than making a few bucks.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And like, even though we still make mistakes, we try not to. We focus on like being as honest and good as we can. Even like, for example, like as an influencer, this, I know this. Like if you talk about a project and you're holding, everybody loves you. The minute you take a little bit of money from whatever project it is, everybody's mad at you. But if you don't take any money, then they make fun of you because you got wrecked. So you can't win as an influencer. You get wrecked, people make fun of you. You take your profits, then people call you a scammer. You're dumping on your people. So you have to balance that out the right way, which is hard. It's very, very hard. You balance that out, and you do good in the space, man. And you really do good. And a lot of people respect that,
Yeah, 100%. It's a tough, fine line as an influencer, but I think definitely that's why I stay out of that micro cap space, because I feel like it's too easy to fluctuate, and it's like, let's just say you tweet about a project, like it could go up because people see it and they buy in. It's like, and then if, most influencers, they probably hold some, like what's natural is to take profits, right? Like you have to, or else you're just going to hold the bag and people take profits. And it's like, I don't know. I think that's a little bit unethical when people do that. But it is a tough road to walk as an influencer. That's why you just got to make sure you're doing the right thing. Just do what's right morally, ethically, and usually good things happen. Now, two more things I want to cover. I like this right here. The Volte Change, 100 Volte Change widget additions. We've been seeing so many tokens add in Volte Change. I know you've offered in, free videos, free tweets about them. Volt's offer free tweets. What does it mean to you to have all of these different tokens? I think it's 45 around there today that are backing Volt, supporting Volt, and adding Volte Change widgets to their website.
Well, I've been saying that Volt is here to fix crypto for the last year. It took a long time for people to actually start believing that, but I think we're getting at that point where people are actually believing that the Volt is going to be the leader of DeFi. They're starting to believe it. They're starting to adapt and say, you know what? Why fight the current? Why fight the wave? It's coming regardless. We might as well ride the wave. That's what they're thinking. And I respect that, because as a developer, it's like, dude, we're offering you free service. Why wouldn't you want that for your community, right? So I'm excited, man. I love the whole concept of helping these smaller cap tokens, even the bigger caps like Shiba. All they have to do, like, dude, have you noticed they're trending number 3 on Volte Chain? They've been using Volte Chain. The Shiba army has been using Volte Chain. Like, look at that impact, man. Look at that impact we're doing, man. Just look at it.
Of course. I mean, like, dude, if you could buy your token on Uniswap, and I like Uniswap, it's a cool platform, but The fees go to the Uniswap developers. That's it. If you could buy your tokens on Volte and it burns your favorite tokens, like it's really a no-brainer, and you get to support another community. Like you support a DeFi project. Like Volte is at its core the epitome of a DeFi project. So I think that we do need more collaboration, and it's just nice to see it. It's nice to see these tokens rallying behind Volt, putting the widget in their website, and Volt's not paying them to do it. It's free. It's free to do it. Yeah, we'll give you a tweet, we'll give you some exposure, but I think we need more collaboration like that in this space, and less me versus you. And from the beginning, Volt has always partnered with tokens, always done partnerships, always done these cool things. So I think it's great to see. Now, final topic here. We saw this. This actually came out today, so we can see it. Right here, Volte getting an article written by Bloomberg. Volte and deflationary strategies on Bloomberg speak about innovations brought by crypto. For those that are watching it, you can see Bloomberg.com. They released an article here. Volte expands market reach with widget and deflationary strategy. I read through it. Bullish article. So we have NASDAQ and we have Bloomberg. Can you believe that? We literally have two of the biggest financial services and platforms talking about Volte talking about Volt Inu. Like, how bullish is this article from the NASDAQ?
Man, look, at the end of the day, even the big dogs like Bloomberg and NASDAQ, they want to have fun, man. These guys want to have fun. They need that meme that's going to give them that excitement that, hey, you know what? These guys are just as cool, if not cooler than sheep, and they're working their way up, and they want that. They want that. So they have chosen Volt. They love Volt. They love the name. They love the brand. They chosen Volt. Yeah. You can't get away with. You can't say I'm Dojit. You know what I mean? You can't say that. You can't say that. You can't say I'm Shibit. You can't say but you can say I'm Volte. You know what I mean? Like, you got to think about those little terminologies, man.
Yeah, dude. The marketing, like honestly, I'll tell you this. I don't think I've ever said this, but like the electricity bolt, I've been using that for years too. Like even with my friends, I've always put it like that's like my hey, I'll be there at 10 Volt, like electricity bolt. Electric is what it's called, but like the fact that Volt has that, you need that. Like Doge has the dog. Other tokens have certain things, right? Colt has the mask. Vemp has the swords. Like Volt has the electricity bolts. It's just great branding, and obviously, it's like, how fun is it to say like I'm Volted? Let's Volt that guy. Like you need that. That's almost as important as like the token itself. Like if Volt had all their other stuff and it was just like another dog coin that was called like Doggy Inu, it's like, dude, it wouldn't have the marketing appeal, right?
No, the name is so powerful, man. I mean, look, this is what blew my mind about Rodney from the early days, right? Like his whole image on his Twitter was like him being bolted up. You know what I mean? And I'm like, dude, why isn't this guy liking Volt? I don't understand. He's like, his image literally says I'm Volted. You know what I mean? So
I think it's just one of those things like you don't know until you know. But that was at the time, like, this is my guy. And guys, spam the comments if you love Rodney. Say what's up to Rodney. Put some electricity bolts in the comments. He's a great Volt influencer. But in the early days, like he was making more content that was like dunking on tokens. Like that's how he was getting a lot of views and clicks. And like now he's switched more to crypto news. He likes to cover the crypto news, which I think is great. It's definitely needed. And it's been interesting to see. But yeah, I think it was like, I like how he came into Volt. At first he was like, I don't like this project. There's no utility. And at the time, I'll be honest, there wasn't that much utility. Like there was a good community and there was a play to earn game. And the dog was the Disney dog. Like I blame Rodney Nunn, right? But I made a video after that. I was like, hey, Rodney, you have to give these developers some time to build. And I think he did. And then 6 months later, they rolled out Volte. They had 50,000 holders. They were on 100 plus exchanges. So he gave the developers time to build. But I like the way that he came into Volt. It was like he was against it. And now he likes it. He loves it, man. You said it best. He has those tweets every morning like, where's my Volt army at? He loves it, bro. I love seeing those tweets. So you have to give developers time to build. But at the same note, it's like some developers will never build, like Volt is definitely the exception in the DeFi space.
Yeah, it's pretty wild, man. It's wild. And I'm glad he finally, jumped on our side. And I think it was the best for him too, because, he gets a lot more positive attention. At the end of the day, being a negative person, it's hard on your mind. It's emotional. It drains you. You're fighting with everybody all the goddamn time. Yeah. Instead, jumping over to like exciting stuff happening.
Yeah.
fun stuff, yeah, this, yeah, that, and everybody jumps on. That's so much more cooler, man. It's so much more fun.
It's more fun, and we're happy to have him here. That's the show. 50 minutes, guys. This was pre-recorded yesterday, so there was big news that dropped yesterday. You guys all know about it. I don't know about it yet, but I will find out in a couple of hours when it goes live. Everybody that tuned in today, guys, we appreciate you coming in. Even though it was pre-recorded, I feel like we talked about a lot, Pablo. I like talking about that motivational stuff. We need to touch on that more, I think, in here, because it's stuff that people want to know. Like we've learned it. We should talk about it. But everybody that tuned in, we appreciate you guys. Volt Army, we love you. Pablo, your final message to the people that joined in today.
Oh, man, you're going to watch this recording and you already know what Volte dropped, okay? And there shouldn't be any doubt in your mind that the man's going to deliver it, because this came directly from him, not from me, not from Jake, not from, some other, beliefs that maybe we got some mixed messages. None of that. This is coming directly from Volte, the man himself. So he's not going to put his token on the reputation of his token on the line. He's not going to do something that's going to hurt the project. He's not going to do that. So once you see that video and you're watching this one, this is real. This is coming. Stage 5 is real. It's real. If you ever wanted to see a map to success, Stage 5 is the map to success. You wanted to know how Shiba went to the top 10 cryptos in the world? Stage 5 is the map to success. What you do with that information, that's on you. You can sit around on the sidelines, watch us be successful without you. You can wish you would have got on. You're going to miss a 50-something million market cap. You're going to miss it. Because when I got involved with SHIB, it was sitting around 500 million, and I still broke 6 figures. Okay. Yeah. Now imagine what you can do with a market cap like this. You can put your money here, like a savings account, park it here, 10, 20, 30, 50 grand, 100 grand, whatever the hell you want to put. Doesn't matter. You can't hurt us. You can't affect us. This is for you and your own benefit. This is your future. Think about that. One day I decided that I don't want to have a boss, and guess what? I never did ever since. All you have to do is make the decision, change your thinking, and you're there.
I love it. I love it. Pablo CRO, absolute legend. Thank you so much for coming on today. Sorry again about the wrong date, wrong time. We will be back at our normal time next Wednesday. Guys in chat, Volt Army, we love you guys. We'll see you next Wednesday. And I can't wait to see what the big news is. Peace out, everybody. Have a great day. We'll see you soon.